Today, I'm writing I've written some guest post pitches for a UK-based wills and probate company. So they deal with wills, manage it like writing wills and managing wills when people die. So I've targeted four um, what I call like shoulder industries, so businesses that serve a similar audience but aren't in direct competition, and I'm pitching to write a post for their blog. So the pitch is a framework, and this is it. Subject line is the title of the article. Hi first. You introduce yourself and say why you have the right expertise to write the article. You give a reason for wanting to contribute to this article, either a statistic or an anecdote based on a previous client's problem. Say what the article will be about. Do this in like 1 to 2 sentences. No, absolutely no more than 2 sentences. Say exactly how the article plugs whatever the prospect is selling. So you say why should they publish it on their blog? Like how does it help them make sales or overcome uh, objections from their audience? Tell them that the article will be exclusive to them and won't cost them anything. I used to get a lot of responses which said how much does this cost, or will this article be exclusive to us? So we're overcoming objections here. You share a couple of articles that you've written on similar topics, ideally recently, and then you just finish with a CTA. If this interests you, please let me know, and I can send over a draft in the next few days. So this is the first one. So this is for estate agents in urban areas. So an example of this would be Foxton's blog. Foxton's is like a big estate agency that mainly serves London. And my thought here is a lot of their customers are first-time buyers, so we're writing an article that speaks to them. So subject line: options when buying a home as an unmarried couple. Hi first, my name is Ollie Bays and I'm the director of Ollie's Wills and Probate. A 2023 study found that 18% of first-time home buyers were unmarried couples. I'd like to write an article for Foxton's news feed that talks about the financial and legal options that unmarried couples have when buying a home together. The article will talk about ownership options, cohabitation agreements, and options if one party within the couple has a larger deposit or is planning to make a bigger contribution to the mortgage payments than the other. So this just shows that I know what I'm talking about. Hopefully, it can help you clear things up for some unmarried couples who are considering buying a property with you. This says exactly why it plugs the prospect. The article will be exclusive to you and will not cost you anything. Here's some examples of my recent writing, and then the CTA. Number 2 is estate agents in rural areas. So we've got this estate agent, which is based in the southwest of England, so largely rural area. So I'm thinking it's mainly older people living there. So subject line: selling a probate property. Hi first name. My name is Ollie Bays, and I am the director of Ollie's Wills and Probates. We get a lot of inquiries from executors of a will on how they can sell their deceased next of kin's property. I'd like to write an article for EXP's blog that serves as a guide on how to sell a probate property. The article will talk about the legal procedures that an executor has to go through to sell a probate property, and will offer tips on how to make this process as quick, easy, and affordable as possible. Again, we're just demonstrating that we know what we're talking about. Hopefully, it can help any potential customers of yours who are trying to sell a probate property. Again, this is why it helps the prospect. The article will be exclusive to you and will not cost you anything. Examples of writing and CTA. Third one is Landlord, software for landlords, so property portfolio software. So an example of this is Landlord Studios, Insight and Advice. This is their blog page. Subject line: inheritance tax and buy-to-let properties. Hi first name. My name is Ollie Bays and I'm a chartered accountant and the director of Ollie's Wills and Probate. I added chartered accountant because the client in question here is a chartered accountant. And in this instance, because I'm talking about inheritance tax, it is relevant. So we get a lot of inquiries around how inheritance tax works if someone's next of kin owns buy-to-let properties. I'd like to write an article for Landlord Studios blog that runs through how inheritance works tax and buy-to-let properties, how landlords can legally minimise the amount of inheritance tax that they will have to pay posthumously on buy-to-let properties. Paying stuff posthumously just pisses people off, so I'm sort of pulling on the emotions here. What happens to a buy-to-let property if a landlord dies without a will? Hopefully the article will demonstrate the importance of staying on top of your rental accounting as landlord. I say that specifically because most of these softwares, they have some sort of like accounting feature in the software, so it sort of plugs that feature. And then again, the article will be exclusive to you and will not cost you anything. Here are some examples of my recent writing and the CTA. Final one, mortgage brokers. So an example is L&C Mortgages. This is their blog. They just talk about property and mortgages, right? Subject line, what happens when an unmarried couple splits up? Hi, first name. My name is Ollie Bays and I'm a chartered accountant and the director of Ollie's Wills and Probate. We get a lot of inquiries from unmarried couples who have bought a home together, usually with a joint tenancy. Again, I'm using enough jargon so they think that I know what I'm talking about, and who have now split up and want to live separately. I'd like to write an article for L&C's blog about what a recently split up couple can do in this situation, and how they can mitigate the problems that arise from this before they buy the property. The article will feature some of your mortgage products that are particularly suitable for unmarried couples as a solution to the problems raised in my piece. So I'm directly plugging their products in my article. The article will be exclusive to you and will not cost you anything. Here are some examples of my recent writing on similar topics. Okay, I'm going to send these exact emails to, I've got about 30 of each prospect, and I'm going to make a follow-up video on what the results are for this. So yeah, this is how I write guest post pitches, and feel free to take inspiration from this framework. If you like that video and you potentially like to work with me, my website is olliebaysdigital.com, or just Google Ollie Bays Digital and it'll be the first result. If you want to email me directly, it's Ollie, OLI, at olliebaysdigital.com. I'm sticking that in the description as well. If you enjoyed the video but you don't want to speak to me, fair enough, but please like, comment and subscribe, as that really helps the channel.